What's good, everybody? Thank you for tuning in, man. RPT, we ain't went nowhere. It's your boy Chingo Bling. We got Juan Perez in the building.
What's up?
Man, y'all gotta make sure, if you're watching us on YouTube, this is a public episode every Wednesday. Excited to be back. Do us a favor, make sure you're subscribed with notifications. What is it? Hit the bell on YouTube, because my sister was like, man, with everything going on right now, you might want to bring back RPT. I was like, man, RPT ain't really went nowhere. But she's like, well, that's weird because I'm like subscribed to your YouTube and everything. So maybe it was a little confusing because for a while we were posting the RPTs on its own Red Pill Tamales Studios YouTube channel. So we're trying to build up my channel. It's all going to be on my channel. It's going to be like your number one destination. Haz de cuenta tu pinche Netflix, carnal. The number one. So much content.
It's going to be all in the structuring of it. Because then now it's going to be like more structure where it's like this section's for RPT, this section's for Juve, this section's for Canelo.
Chingo the sections.
Yeah, single the sections.
Chingo the sections. And yeah, because people trip out, man. Like some people that know me from a particular look or a particular era, they feel like, oh, you're not Chingo because you ain't got the boots. And I'm like, but I got the hat on. Yeah, but the boots ain't there. And it's like, you know what I mean? So yeah. It's like, oh, well, that's weird because to me, I feel like I've been Chingo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am Chingo. I've been Chingo publicly for 20 years. But some people, they're just kind of like, oh, you're just kind of like a family guy, huh? And it's like, yeah. And it's like, damn, so you're not Chingo no more? It's like, Chingo just grew. Chingo's 44. Chingo just got beat up in Jiu Jitsu class. Dude, I'm trying so hard to, like, keep up, and I think I'm just like really out of shape, and the whole being 44, I'm for real feeling it, only because like we're doing the warm-ups, and I think today I probably was there was one other gentleman, but he skipped the warm-up, he purple belt, and so anyway, I think I was the oldest person in class, and I for sure was like the last one, me and another guy. We were like the last ones in terms of like, all right, bear crawls down and back. And I'm just like the old fat bear, like,
Are you bending your knees?
On bear crawls? Yeah, I think so, slightly, yeah.
Because whenever we used to do bear crawls, but whenever we used to do bear crawls, like when I was in high school, I learned real quick because I didn't know how to. Like
you were bending them too much? Or
no, I had them straight, and so I was killing my legs. Like by the time I got to the top of the hill, I had no legs. Like I was gone because like I didn't know. So like the more you bend them and stuff, like the more faster you can go. Like the more bent they are, the faster you can go because you're more mobile. So maybe figure that out too, because like I realized. Hey,
but that ain't the only animal beating me up. Yeah, it's not just the bear.
Other stuff. Yeah.
No, it's not just the bear crawl, bro. Like even the scorpions. You know what the scorpion is? Where you basically like got one leg up like a scorpion tail, and you're kind of like, you know, balancing your body. So you're on one foot, and you got the
raising it up.
Yeah, so you're kind of like doing like this tripod scoot, and one of your legs, you switch legs on the way back. All those animals, bro. I was just like, the worst one is the lame duck. Anybody listening, if y'all familiar with this little move, I guess it's to get like your hips loose or whatever, and it's kind of hard to describe. But you do like this lunge, and your knee hits the mat, and you like fall on one glute, I guess, and it's super awkward, bro. And so now my goal is like, all right, bro. Not only keep going to class so you could like build up your cardiovascular, because that's super important, period. That you got to have a healthy heart, and if something hits the fan, you got to be able to book it, you know what I'm saying, where my kids at, stuff like that. And there was this one time, before we get into these, we got some really good, dude, I want to just dive into these news stories, man, cool. Before I start telling you how out of shape I am for 30 minutes.
Have you taken beats?
I have in the past. That might help.
It will help a lot, dude. Yeah. I remember taking, like, before I even introduced myself to beats, like, I remember my cardio was dog shit. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but, like, I took beats for 4 days straight. And my cardio just increased a little bit, like, enough to where I was like, what is this? Like, this is crazy. Like, really helps with blood flow and stuff. It's really good. So
I think I'm going to order some on Amazon. We might be having a supplement sponsor real soon. I need another water sponsor. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I got to hydrate, bro. I got to hydrate. So, but shout out to Tehuacan. Y'all know they had our back for a good little minute. But I also need to work on my hydration, my brother.
Yeah.
So, all right, look, check this out, man. Shout out to Thug Nasty. He just had a fight. His post-fight moment, I think, was impactful. A lot of people talking about it. I've been a Thug Nasty fan like since the first time I kind of discovered him on his vlogs and him being his like country self. Then he drops a mixtape and like how he got his own personality.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, this dude's from Arkansas. Like a huge fan of this dude. And then to see like how he's for real about it. Like he made sure to, mention Jesus Christ. He brought his Bible. He did yell freedom like loud as hell in the beginning. So that probably threw people off. But are you familiar with Thug Nasty?
Yeah.
And how'd you feel about it, bro?
How do I feel about the post-fight thing? Thug Nasty is a character. Like he's just really like about himself. Like you know what I mean? Like he's all about the farming. He's all about just self-sufficiency.
He knows his economics.
Great. He knows everything. Like he knows everything that makes like everything a man should be that's a man. Like you know what I mean? Like as far as like self-sufficient, all the other stuff, and then just being real grounded in his faith and stuff. So like his post-fight interview, it did like the whole controversy around it was that Michael Bisping wouldn't let him finish or do a prayer. He had to take it away. I wonder if Rogan would have let him do the prayer. I wonder.
That's a good question.
Like that I was kind of curious about. I was like, I could see why Michael Bisping did it because it would kind of alienate other religions that were probably watching.
You think that's why he did it?
Yeah, because I don't think he's religious. First, I don't think Bisping is religious.
What is he? Atheist?
I don't know, but I don't think he's religious. He's religious. I think he might be agnostic. I'm not sure.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, agnostic just means that you believe in something, but you don't know what you believe in. I think that's what he is, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. Or he could be. Well, he could be with the other one. What is it?
Scientology.
No, atheist. He could be atheist.
Oh yeah.
There's agnostic. There's atheist, and then there's the other stuff.
So that's what you think. That's your theory. Is that he cut him off for the like. I don't want to alienate other religions.
Yeah, I think. Well, because I think Michael Bisping is traveled enough to know like there's a lot of Islamic people now in UFC. There's a lot of people with different faiths,
and they not allowed to have their faith. Like
they can, but like none of them. I don't think any of them have ever prayed on a mic. You know what I mean? I don't.
So you saying really he anti-Islam?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like in that position, that's a tough position to be in because it's like, am I gonna get in trouble for this? Like, am I not gonna get in trouble for this? What the fuck? Which, if you're a man of faith, fuck it, you let it ride, do the thing. But Michael Bisping not really being that, I'm wondering if that's why he pulled it away.
Maybe it was like a production reason, meaning like.
Oh yeah,
bro,
the little thing
almost like, bro, you only got 15 more seconds. Like, is this going to be a 5-second prayer? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like, bro, if you really want to get in and like represent for Christianity, the best way is probably going to have to be like quickly. And I think Thug Nasty did a good job of like, oh, my eye. Okay, you want to ask me about my eye. I feel you. But check this out. Maui. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna donate money.
That's another big thing. That the fact that he brought that shit up, dude, because I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but no, I ain't heard nothing about Hawaii in a long time. And like, I ain't seeing nothing on my feeds anymore. I'm not getting nothing about it no more. Everybody's just kind of quiet. The whole thing was like the whole controversy around The Rock and Oprah asking for money or whatever. But other than that, I haven't heard anything about it.
Well, so the mainstream media, they moved on.
Down.
The mainstream media moved on, right? Pretty much, correct? Okay, because there's a lot of stuff they not covering.
But even on social media, I'm wondering, because remember those people were very loud at the beginning of like, hey, this is what's happening. We need help, this and that. Now they're silent.
So either people aren't posting anymore as much, or are you saying that maybe the levers at big tech, like the big tech oligarchs, are like, you know what? We want to promote these topics. Like, I want you to argue about Taylor Swift.
I think it's more plausible that they're being silenced than anything because think about like the aid that they were receiving. They didn't get it. Think about like the kids that are still missing. We're not talking about it no more. Think about like just the way they're shut off from everybody else. I think they're being silenced at this point, and I think they can do it in Hawaii because even though we know something's going on, we can't do anything about it because a lot of us can't afford to go down there or even know what to do or where to start because they probably have their own security, militia, whatever it is, to stop anybody from going in and out.
They said they're not even letting the homeowners and landowners go into their neighborhood, like to go to where their house is, and like roadblocks. You know, I mean, what it reminds me of, bro, and I know it's apples and oranges, it's not the same thing, but like when 9/11 happened, you know, when people did try to point out certain discrepancies, kind of like with, you know, like kind of like with the elections, you know what I mean? Like how different people would have a, like, hey, something's not right, something's fishy. So for example, anytime, you know, people would discuss certain discrepancies about 9/11, September 11, where it's like, oh, well, did you know this? And that's weird that the day before this, and hey, did you ever see footage of this? And whatever happened to the interview, them firemen down there that saw XYZ, but, and many people were saying this, and basically it all gets thrown into this conspiracy theorist box, right? To where it's not allowed to get out. And all that occurred in a time where the internet and social media was not what it is now. So they were able to just kind of like get away with stuff because you literally only had to control the media. That was it. It's like, as long as the media ain't amplifying what these people are saying in their backyards and in their conversations, then we're good. We could let it ride and everybody can get away with whatever. But now you got the Maui fires where, again, like Juan just finished saying, a lot of people are noticing some very interesting things. Like, what is the exact number of children missing? You know what I'm saying? And like why aren't we getting more answers? And who's asking these questions? Like, these are some questions we have. And why are we seeing that the locals are saying this? And why aren't they allowed to go in? And everything else. Bryce did mention, though, his theory as to, like, he's like, that was not a natural occurrence. Yeah, like, it was done.
It wasn't. Like, there's too much evidence showing that it wasn't. There's too much, like, there's too many coincidences that don't add up as far as, like, the roadblock with the police.
The water not being allowed.
The roadblock being there that stopped those people from going anywhere. And just so happened that the flames engulfed all their cars. So had they stayed there, they would have died. Most of them jumped into the water. Why was the roadblock there? It was set up for what? And then all of a sudden, magically, when you look at the landscape, like when you see those aerial things, you can clearly see that it skipped certain parts. How did it do that? Like, certain places were burnt, other places were not, but the flames were so bad that they incinerated cars. Like cremated and liquefied cars.
And
like liquefied, like steel.
Incinerated.
That's insane. Like, that, the levels of heat has to be so... It wasn't just
like
natural,
steel beams.
Yeah, it wasn't like a natural forest fire or something. It was literally something was wrong. And there's some fuckery.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, there's too many coincidences. And those are just theories, whatever. You could be whatever they want. But if you're looking... A lot of you have already forgot about it because your attention spans are like, oh, look, there's this now. There's another shiny object. Oh, look, there's aliens now. Look at the aliens.
And the people running the psyops, they just pull out a new one. They just like, man, give them a celebrity couple. Give them a relationship. Give them aliens. Give them
aliens. Give them Johnny Depp.
Give them psyop.
Give them something else. To
psyop of the week.
Think about it. Like, hit their little dopamine. Boom. And let's just get them moving on. Because, like, for all you know... I haven't heard anything for a lot of those people that were very outspoken at the beginning. Those kind of people don't just go away. So what did they do to them? Like, are they in internment camps or what? I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying, like, how did they get silenced all of a sudden on social medias and stuff? Is it just that their social medias are not getting views, or did they do something to them? Are they put away somewhere? What's going on?
Damn, son. You might want to go check up on those people's accounts. Like, go click on it and see if they're at least like, oh, you're just shadow banned.
I can't even find the videos no more.
I know, but like, if you know the account, could you go to the account and just see if they're shadow banned?
Well, because I had looked at the videos, I had clicked on the videos, and I would see the videos. I don't know those people's accounts. Like, I don't know where they're at.
Oh, you don't even know who they are. It was always a mystery. So it was just on your feed for a while, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, and then now I don't hear nothing about it. And if it was that bad, And kids just came up missing all of a sudden with no bodies. It's like,
bro, I don't know if y'all can let us know. Chime in the comments. If you're a patron, an agent of the Thea, chime in on the Discord.
The reason I think about that is because I think about, like, dude, imagine missing your kids.
Oh, hell no, bro. No,
like,
no, thank you.
Like, all of a sudden, like, these people's kids are missing, and a lot of people, like, social justice warriors and all these other things. Where's the justice for these people that are like, my kids are still missing? Like, okay, well, just moving on.
You got to remember, a lot of the social justice warriors, the religion they've joined is a climate religion, right? Because they ain't got no real religion. So they do their little sacrifices. You know what I mean? Like, they do all their rituals. So basically, they've been instructed. I wouldn't put it past some of these people that they like, well, at least people are going to start paying attention now to the climate change. You know, it's our biggest threat. And it's all a big old scam, bro. It's a big old hoax. Yep. And so anyway, a lot of the people that are just social justice warrior NPCs, they're probably going to be on the side of, like, damn right it was natural. Man-made fossil fuels are causing this. Like, a bunch of stuff that's been hella debunked, but a little girl from Sweden assigned y'all that opinion, so now y'all want to glue y'all's hands to concrete.
How dare you?
Yeah. You stolen my childhood. How dare you? Meanwhile, there's little kids in Africa, in different places, digging in mines for lithium and different minerals. Might be Mexico soon. Digging for minerals so that you can have an electric battery in your car. Speaking of other crazy things that we see on the, you know, people talking about
feeds.
Yes, people talking about, man, this one right here, bro, I can't even wrap my brain around it. But let's try to unpack it. So there's footage in New York City, and I had heard about this. I think it was one of these, like, based comedians, like stand-up dudes, that was like, I think his eyes were red. He's like, yo, New York City just sprayed this stuff into my building. Like, they going around. So basically the footage is like, somebody debunk it, but it has a voice almost like the mosquito gas.
It's like some end of the world shit. Like, they're just
like
going
like
around,
China,
like with the voice box over like their car, like the police
stay
cars.
In your building.
Stay in your building. We're going around.
Yeah,
we're spraying the stuff
for West Nile. Pesticide for West Nile. That was like something you would see in China, where it's like, stay in your building. We got to get through this together.
It's some purge shit, man.
Stop being selfish. Stay in your building. Stay in your 15-minute city. Stay in lockdown while we bankrupt your country and keep spending trillions.
It's crazy because, like, I saw the footage, and it's like they put the sirens on and they're like, stay in your building, and all of a sudden they just start spraying. It's like, damn, well, at least give them like some time to fucking get inside the building.
It's like what if they're deaf?
Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah, speaking of deaf, I got my ear fixed, bro. So everybody on the Patreon, y'all know about my ear situation. And shout out to Cuban doctors in the hood, bro.
Was it crazy?
It looked crazy. I took a picture.
They did a drink? Oh, I don't want to see it.
No, I'm not going to show it to you. I showed it to my wife, and she was eating a crouton at the moment.
Man, she was not eating that crouton.
Yeah. I said, I hope it wasn't a dark, wet crouton. But shout out to Cuban doctors in the hood, bro. Sometimes you go to these fancy doctors, bro, like, oh, que el PPO, que la chingada, que I have insurance. Fancy ass little doctors, bro. And they just like, yeah, man, I don't know, maybe buy some drops at CVS. Like, really, bro? Anyway.
And then they drained it.
Anyway, if you want to hear more details and maybe even see an image, hit us up, man. Patreon.com/Red Pill Tamales. And if you come to a show, mention you a member of the Thea, and I might show you a picture on my phone of what was excavated and extracted.
I'm on the episode. I don't even want to see that
bro,
shit.
I mean, now I can hear stuff. You know what I'm talking about? I can hear real good.
Now you can hear when your opponent's breathing heavy, so you can get them to choke.
Yeah, now I can hear when, like, if I'm on stage, if I'm like yelling, or if I'm in the studio and it's like, are you like overcompensating? Are you yelling because you can't hear yourself?
now you can be like Batman and fucking you hear crying. Just go out there and put your belt on.
In case they need 4 stripes.
4 stripes. You can put all 4 stripes on somebody.
4 stripes better than no stripes. So New York City, man. One interesting thing about that is, like, I don't know if they had this in San Antonio, but, like, did you grow up where the city trucks would go by, like, like kind of spraying the street, not necessarily in your window? With that DEET.
I was a naive kid. They might have done it, but I don't know that we did that.
Well,
we were in the country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we lived in the country.
I'm sure y'all had mosquitoes too, but like Houston's real bad. And now you got these Bill Gates mosquitoes.
Wait, but West Nile, like I didn't even know that was back. Like what?
From time to time, they'll be like, well, and here's another thing.
New York full?
Well, mosquitoes travel. Not to mention, man, it might just be an excuse. That's my whole point.
Yeah, that's what.
My whole point is like they can do what they want as long as they could justify it. Like it could literally be like, man, like for one, I can't even imagine what that spray is, how well it was tested, how it's gonna affect pregnant women, kids.
Oh damn, I didn't even think about that. Right
I mean, they're breathing it in. Like you're spraying this mist. Like what's in the spray? Like when you tested it. How many millimeters, whatever, decimeters per whatever, you know what I mean? Like until you killed the test rabbit.
Did we take a vote on this? Like what's going on? Like what? It's just, hey, this is happening right now. Get inside.
Not to mention like the funding. Like what department does that fall under? You got to just follow the money. Who's in charge of that? Is there like a third party? Like who got the contract for that? How much millions of dollars is going into that? Number one, right? That's just off top. And then also when they came up with this whole thing, they probably had to say, all right, well, how many West Nile virus cases would constitute like us being able to justify this? And it's like, well, we might want to say like it's a high number. We might want to be able to say that it's an extreme amount. It's dangerous. What's that number? You know, is it 25? Is it 40? Is it 2?
I think it's all in the marketing. It could be like even 1 is too many.
Exactly.
It could be anything.
Yeah, all you got to do is spend your tax dollars to put more signs in the subways that are too unsafe for you to even be on, just to say, well, it's been part of our city initiative. And everybody out there listening, when you do visit other cities, pay attention to the propaganda, to the local marketing of what they're pushing, right? For example, we visited Boston, which is like real liberal, blue and everything. We visited Boston. It was like one of these winters, like 2-3 winters ago, Christmases, right? And I was paying attention to like the billboards and how they were pushing the medicine, you know what I'm talking about, the jab. Yeah. And like it was all that stuff was going on, and like the signage on the sides of buses. Yeah, and just like masking and just like they come up with their own jingles. They come up with their own colors and fonts and branding in every city. So it might say like Boston Strong, you know, hunkering down together, you know, masking up and, you know, putting Bostonians first. It's the Massachusetts
some kind of label
way.
Of like uniting everybody. We're coming together to wear the mask.
Yeah, because you don't
against, you're the problem.
Yeah, you don't be selfish. I mean, just like any mass marketing persuasion tactic. Like for example, Army of One. That was a campaign. That was some shit I worked on.
Think about Dare.
Or think about
most of y'all into drugs.
Don't mess with Texas. Don't mess with Texas. That was about littering.
Yeah,
that was about littering. But then it became like a hard ass little Kiki album. You know, some cool shit to say, like FIFO, like mess around, find out. Yeah, don't mess with Texas. It was really about littering. That's really what it was about. But it was so good that it just took on its own identity. But But anyway, does anybody live in New York? Are they doing this? If y'all got some info, let us know in the comments. Like, is it all boroughs? Is it just Manhattan? How often? Is it like first Saturday of the month they come in and spray?
Is New York the new Hawaii? Like, what's gonna happen? Is that the new? Is there a smart city in there? I think there was like there was somebody. I've seen something where they had
part of the global initiative.
Yeah, smart city.
I think Houston might be on the list of like.
Oh yeah,
joining a pact to.
That's what they left with it.
To be all green. That's why Lena Hidalgo and them, like these local politicians we had. Bro, they were doing these stupid initiatives. Like they were more worried about like random shit, like bike lanes. We're gonna be adding. It's like crime was going out the freaking wazoo. You had all these issues, potholes, flooding, like all these different things, and they're just like, we're gonna be more green and electric. Just a bunch of woke globalists.
And then Bill Gates got a hold of it. Was like, here's some mosquitoes, guys. Enjoy that.
And then he dumped off.
Yeah.
some little larvae.
Sprinkle some shit
all over the bayous of Harris County.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Bill Gates, man, I've been seeing these clips, and I know you pulled it up. Mm-hmm. It was the one about lab-grown fruit. These people trying to play God. So not only can you have your lab-grown meat, which, are we eating that already? Like, have they snuck that into a Mug Nugget?
It might be.
Because my wife made me a fire at the house Chick-fil-A type of thing. Like it was Wonder Bread. You know what I'm talking about? The square white bread. They had no pickles.
All the chemicals.
It was just straight air fryer.
87 all 87 chemicals in that.
All the way. Even bro. No, before you even get to the chemicals in the bread, you had the Teflon from the air fryer was blowing hot Teflon into this chicken breast that probably had a little bit of glue to make the coating. You know, I don't know what kind of food glue they use. But anyway, long story short, I was eating it and I was thinking to myself, yo, what are the chances, like, if this is a Tyson frozen bag of like spicy chicken breast, and if they're sourcing, like, how hard would it be for them to be like, bro, we're such a big conglomerate. Like, not only do we got illegal folk working in this poultry situation, like, but like we could literally sneak in, like, say we got 50,000 chickens. I'm gonna tell you how we could sell 100,000 chicken breasts, and it's like, how? It's like we gonna sneak in 50,000 clone chicken breasts, mix it in with this regular. Who's gonna find out? That's what I was thinking.
Well, this is a scary thing about like Chick-fil-A and these other ones is you can look into like the actual ingredients and stuff that they put in it, and it's kind of like the same type of people that made Doritos, where it's like they're putting all kinds of like basically crack on your shit to make it so good that it's addictive. So the point where like you're literally in line for hours and hours and hours. Think about it, like Chick-fil-A.
No, they
got it down going fast, but at the same time, normally any other line you look at, you're like, oh, nah, I'm not going to wait for that. And you just go somewhere else. But like that one's just like, no, we got to go. It's like super addictive.
They clone that chicken fast.
They clone
it. It already comes seasoned already.
But like the seasoning that's on it, it's a bunch of different flavors to like really get you addicted. It's like it has addictive properties where it's like,
well, I mean, sugar's addicting. So
Popeye, the ones that are known like really bad about it is Chick-fil-A and Popeye. If you like, you gotta look in the ingredients. Like the ingredients, there's like 60 ingredients,
like MSG type of stuff,
like all kinds of shit. So like when you think about it,
so your liver got to process all that, right? Mm-hmm. Can you imagine these like old school? I'm a reference these people because I just came out of Jiu Jitsu class. But like, can you imagine, bro? These like old school Brazilians that were just like on the beach eating, like, I don't know what the fuck is in the Brazilian, the Gracie diet. I don't know if you heard of that, but like sipping on watermelon juice, having an acai bowl. You know what I mean? Like, there's probably having about 5, I mean, however many ingredients, but like it ain't 67. It might just be like, well, that acai is a little processed, bro. You got it from that shop, and it comes on a truck, and it comes prepackaged, and they put it in the bowl. But it ain't, you know, Chick-fil-A addicting.
The acai bowl, man, those acai bowls are good. But no, but like if you look down and I've only learned this after like really whenever I started eating more clean. Like the cleaner you eat is like the less hassle you want. So like you just go to the bare bone shit. Like I just want meat.
Rice.
I don't even care for too much seasoning. Just
rice, beans, shit. And don't give me no Bill Gates. I don't want no Bill Gates avocado.
But that's what's crazy. When you go back to basic and you don't really put too much shit on your food, all of a sudden the shit starts tasting good. Like vegetables don't taste bad. Like they taste fine.
Meaning you got to retrain your taste buds to
a lot because it's like so much. It's like having so much clutter in your head you can't think straight. It's the same thing with your
taste
tongue,
buds.
Your taste buds can't taste everything. It's got so much shit going on with like soda and all this other stuff.
Chile,
Get off of the sugar and stuff.
Los hachirros.
It's like, damn, dude, this banana tastes extra good.
And if you're on that Foods Gone Wild diet, you probably eating hella hachirros. You know what I'm saying?
Heavy on the
yeah, heavy on the hachirros. You know Javi Luna, shout out to Javi Luna, man, killed it in Denver. We're ending the tour in San Antonio, so don't
Make
forget.
sure you get your tickets if you're watching.
San Antonio.
Tell your friends. Don't be selfish.
For real, it's coming up in October. A whole weekend. So Javi Luna, he was telling me how when he whips up his tamales and he slings tamales, that sometimes people are like, oh, because there's always a percentage of your customers that are like, can you make it spicier? It ain't hot enough. He says what it is they be burning their tongue off with coffee, drinking all that coffee. He's like, and it affects their taste buds. It's like maybe just that bitterness, that constant bitterness, I guess, to where he's like, I just gotta add some little freaking cayenne or something for them, just to give them that heat that they're looking for. And you know what's funny is in Denver after one of the shows, when we went to Chubby's, they're known for this like green chili, Colorado green chili, like gravy that they just smother everything.
Yeah.
And the people that took us, they're from Colorado. They grew up on Chubby's, and they were just like, oh man, it's really hot today. And even Javi was like, said, yeah, I heard one of the workers saying like, man, that sauce ain't playing today. You know, so Javi was like, I was already warned, so I got my shit unsmothered. And I had ordered my shit smothered, right? My little burrito.
Oh,
no, but I ain't gonna lie though, bro. Like, honestly, compared to, I mean, it wasn't even, I was like, I must have burned my tongue with coffee because I was like, bro, this ain't even really hot.
Oh, but we are from the South, so you probably eat a lot more. We probably eat a lot more spicy stuff down here because all they have is what, the green chili up there. Like that's their main thing, right?
Colorado, yeah, I guess, yeah, but I would imagine that like if you're Mexican and you eat Mexican food, there might be some jalapeno toreado, habanero. Like there's gonna be a chile piquin. You still gonna have some chipotle, like some kind of chile is happening.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's chile everywhere.
And please don't
Not
be
that Bill Gates chile.
None of that Bill Gates chile, bro. That GMO.
That fucking Appeal chile.
It's organic.
That bullshit. Oh yeah, be careful with that Appeal stuff too. He's got that shit on everything now.
Oh yeah, so
that's the scary thing about this whole thing is that Appeal. When I first heard about it, I thought of I can't think of the scientist's name, but like there was this guy that got like he went to basically got his name slandered because he was one of the guys that developed like a weapon of like that was like tasteless and senseless type of thing where it was used like in Vietnam and stuff, and like later he got tried for it later and his name got ran through the mud. But then I started thinking about that guy when I heard about it.
Who is that?
I forgot the guy's name. It's a scientist. He was from like Africa or something. But like I started thinking of Appeal and I was like, bro, it's tasteless. You can't see it. You put it on food to make things last longer. And now they're advertising it as, oh no, you could eat it with it on. It's like, no, that shit right there, it doesn't have a smell, doesn't have a taste. You can't see it. So you start putting that on our shit that we're eating, bro. That's like a recipe for disaster. Like that, like dude, I clean off everything, like drinks I drink and everything. I'm wiping, like rinsing it off, trying to fucking clean it because it's like you don't know anymore. Like now that stuff is like he's using it on like fruits and vegetables. It's mainly for vegetables, like and fruits and stuff, where you can put it on like their whole justification for using it is that they can put it on a watermelon and stuff. Like we can preserve it and it lasts longer and it's not gonna go bad on you and you can buy all this stuff. Well, no, the vegetables are meant to go bad. They're not supposed to be meant to be. I bought it and it lasted a full month.
You're like, I don't want.
Bitch, if you're gonna buy vegetables, eat it in the first couple of days. Like, what are you talking about?
It's like I don't want to eat saran wrap.
Like that's nuts. Like vegetables are supposed to go bad, and the faster and the more pure that they are, the faster they'll deteriorate. So if you buy the organic shit, it's gonna die within a day or two. So make sure you eat that shit immediately.
Hey, like real quick story before we end the episode. There was this homie. He managed a seafood department at a Whole Foods, right? And we knew him because he would show up to like Chingo de Mayo. He'd be at the shows. Like he was always crunk. And then we bumped into him at the Whole Foods. Like, oh, you work here? Anyway, we told him, we're like, hey, bro, hey, man, why is it that like other grocery stores produce, like it actually lasts longer, but y'all stuff, man, we came in here and made the mistake buying y'all's little grocery, whatever, and this shit go bad. He's like, that's because ours is like, you know, organic. Like what you just said, like it's natural. We don't be putting all that extra stuff like them. But and that's what he said. Most of the people that shop here, they eat it like within a few couple days.
You should be going grocery shopping every couple of days, just getting a little bit that you need, not fucking a shitload of groceries and like stocking up. Because the thing is you need to think like this. If it
these days you do want to have something in stock, but go on.
Well, the more it lasts by just itself and survives, think about how hard your gut biome and everything has to work to even like process it. If it's not dying normally, naturally, think about the way that your body has to process it. You think that that's normal? So by the time you eat it and digest it, you think your body's gonna be like, oh yeah, this thing's still here.
Dr. Juan, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just saying, it's just common sense. It's fuck.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to look at it. And you know what you just said about like you're supposed to go grocery shopping like every week, every couple of days type of thing. And the interesting thing to me is most other countries, like people in, France, Italy, Mexico, China, a lot of these places, a lot of times their fridge isn't even as big. Their freezer isn't even as big, especially like Europe and especially China when they got them little confined spaces. But basically like, on the way home, I'm gonna pick up some cutlets for tonight's dinner type of thing, and it's like, oh, while I'm here, I'm gonna grab the herbs and the stuff that I need for the thing. So like, they're constantly after work, pick up a baguette, or in Mexico, they're stopping at the panadería, la carnicería, el kilo de las tortillas, hey, el envase para las cocas, like you bring in fresh tortillas, bro. And right now I hit a lick. I got some from San Diego smuggled in. You gonna have to, boy, even my wife, we're like already going to bed. She's like, yo, them tortillas are off the chain. I said, man, come on now. Like, I'll eat like a poor person. And you eating good, bro. Just some good ass frijoles. I literally had that for breakfast. For breakfast, I had like some frijoles that our babysitter made. And then them tortillas smuggled from San Diego, like a Venezuelan. You know what I'm talking about?
Real proper.
Had it snuck in.
Real proper.
They don't even sneak in. They just walk across.
Like
anyway,
type of shit.
And some of this queso, I think it was like queso Chihuahua. Bro, made me like a little quesadilla out of that tortilla. And with them beans, no, hombre, shut up. So, hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Tomorrow's episode is premium content for the patrons. Hit up patreon.com/Red Pill Tamales. And we're going to continue to nerd out for you guys week after week how excited I am about these damn tortillas. Thank you guys for following along the entire journey. And also just be on the lookout for a lot of variety of topics like survival type stuff. I might go to the gun range. Me and my wife, we're supposed to do a double date at the gun range. So maybe we'll get some footage of that.
Baby Glock in action.
And Marisol has been wanting to come back on RPT because she got a lot on her mind about that. But thank you guys, and thank you for staying tuned, and we will holler at you next week. RPT, baby. You know what I'm talking about?